Hi, thank you for this opportunity. I'm not really familiar with the CDBG, so I do have a few follow-up questions for you guys, mostly not to council.
You can just ask them and then we'll try and
Okay.
address them.
So following up on the lava zones 1 and 2 not being eligible, is the waiver applicable? Like, can we use the waiver to do something in lava zone 1 and 2 for HUD issues or HUD funding?
We'll clarify that after you finish.
Okay, and then the other question is, because a lot of our infrastructure, roads, water, we're kind of waiting for that to be recovered in the disaster area. I'm just wondering what the timeline is for the CDBG funds. If in fact the roads take another year, are these funds going to still be available? And then just another tactical question. You said 45 days to approve the action plan. And then what is the process and timeline for disbursement of funds? I think that's it.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
You know, you had stated that the HUD funds, that housing was not an eligible use. However, she was asking if there's a possibility of waivers in that regard for housing.
Lava, within lava.
So
zones, yeah.
for the lava, it's not something that we waive.
In the lava zone 1 and
Yeah.
2, there's
But,
no
and to
possibility.
clarify, it's the housing where people live.
Right,
So the infrastructure, even the one individual that mentioned businesses, if nobody's living in there, potentially an activity could be addressed.
right. I think we understood that public facilities was allowable. It was just housing for,
Yeah, and the department has taken the position, I can even tell you the words that our assistant secretary said at the time, not going to let somebody die there. You know,
okay, so that wouldn't be one of the things that a waiver would be used for?
yeah.
Okay.
When they're taking that strong a position out at headquarters, they're not going to waive it.
Okay. Her other question was, I think you did address it earlier, but the timeline, one of them was, she mentioned that there was a 45-day period for approval or denial, or to continue working on it might
Yeah.
start the clock over.
Right.
But then
Yeah.
after that, what was the time for
Yeah,
disbursement?
I mean, once the action plan is approved and all the financial capacity checklists have been approved, signed off on, then we generate a grant agreement pretty quickly, like in a week or two. But then once that grant agreement is in place, that means you're able to disperse funds. You have to get your paper action plan set up in the DRGR system, which allows you to draw funds. And then you are able to draw funds, start spending money, drawing funds down as soon as you're able to. So depending on what you're doing and the specific conditions in the grant agreement, you know, if you're going to do a housing rehab program and at the time that you sign the grant agreement, you don't have policies and procedures for a housing rehab program, you're not ready to spend money on housing rehab until you've done that. So,
Yeah. Madam Chair, can I
Ms.
ask
Bodek.
another clarification question? Because you said the application, once you receive the application, HUD has 45 days to
Action
respond.
plan.
An action plan.
Yeah.
So in that action plan, is that the financial management capacity standards already done and all of these other processes?
it's two parallel processes. The needs assessment leads to the action plan and a review and approval of that. While that's going on, you should be doing your financial capacity improvements, documentation of that. And it would be best if they both ended up being done at the same time, but we can't sign a grant agreement until both of those are done.